What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, it came out yesterday that James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers was working on a trade to possibly send James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers to pair with Donovan Mitchell. Now, the initial report was that it was going to probably just be an even trade between Darius Garland and James Harden. And honestly, the way that James Harden has been playing and the way that Darius Garland has been pretty injured this year, I don't really see an even trade between these two happening. But I do think the eventual trade would probably be James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. And I think if you're the Cavs, you're kind of ready to move on from Darius Garland because he can't really get you over that hump. And like I said, he's been a little bit injury prone lately. I just have a hard time really believing that Tyronn Lue is going to just do an even trade between these two when James Harden is the better player right now. But if you're the Cavs, it has been pretty obvious that having Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the same team really isn't working out too well. And I think if you're the Clippers and you make this trade for Darius Garland and Evan Mobley for James Harden, you get great rim protecting in Evan Mobley, and you still get a very good point guard. Yeah, he's not on the level of James Harden yet, but he's still a very valuable point guard. But if you're the Cavaliers, just remember that this is James Harden teams since 2020. James Harden has been on 4 teams in the last 6 years. He wanted out of Houston. Okay, fair enough. Maybe they weren't doing enough to give him the help that he needed. Then boom, he go to Brooklyn, form a big three with KD and Kyrie Irving. So he forces his way out of Brooklyn. And by the way, it was partially his fault as to why they didn't go to the finals. Yeah, Kyrie Irving was hurt, but he was also hurt too. Yes, he did play in that Game 7, but maybe he shouldn't have played because that hurted the team more than it helped the team. James Harden scored 22 points on 5 of 17 shooting and 2 of 12 from the three-point line in the Game 7 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. And he played 53 minutes. Then, okay, boom, he gets to Philadelphia to play with Joel Embiid. That don't work out. He's now on the Los Angeles Clippers. That's not working out. So think about the teammates that James Harden have had since 2020. He had Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and now Kawhi Leonard. Now hear me out. I know this isn't one of James Harden preferred destinations, but I think if you're the Magic, you should honestly pursue James Harden. Now, I think by the Orlando Magic, having a veteran point guard like James Harden, it could unlock a potential that seemed like it's been at a standstill for Paolo. So far this year, statistically, Paolo is having his second worst year since his rookie year in the NBA so far. You can tell that Paolo, he has all the potential, but he's still lacking that veteran leadership up on his team. Well, honestly, another team that comes to my mind is a team like the Atlanta Hawks. They definitely could use a veteran point guard as well, especially since they got great defenders. The Atlanta Hawks really don't have anybody running the show. I do believe that James Harden is like a slight upgrade from Trae Young. Now, although they both aren't great defenders, Trae Young statistically is one of the worst defenders in the league. And James Harden does have a better IQ while still getting you, 25 points per game. Like I said, they have great defenders, and I think James Harden wouldn't take away any of the skill sets away from any other player up on that roster. And one of the finals teams that does come to mind is the Miami Heat. Now, the reason why I don't think that this one is a realistically possibility is because, number one, they'll have to trade Tyler Hero or Bam, maybe a combination of both. Or the Heat will have to send multiple draft picks to the Clippers in order to get James Harden, but I don't think that the Miami Heat will make that move for an aging veteran. And I don't think the Clippers wanting Andrew Wiggins to pair with Kawhi Leonard or Norman Powell coming back to the Clippers would make any amount of sense. Which is why I don't think that this one is a realistically possibility. But the reason why I mentioned all East teams and nobody in the West is because, number one, the West is already pretty good, and I'm looking through the roster in the West. Sure, some teams can use James Harden, maybe like the Minnesota Timberwolves or, maybe the Memphis Grizzlies after they get rid of John Morant. But I just think in the West, that just won't move the needle to move them past a team like OKC, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Spurs, teams like that. Which is why I only mentioned East teams. So I'm calling it right now, whatever team James Harden go to in the East, they will be in the NBA Finals. I don't know if that's a crazy take, but if that prediction isn't true, feel free to come back and let me know so I can stand up on that hill. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think James Harden trade destination should be. Also, when he is traded, I'll be posting a video about that as well, so stay tuned. But until then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.